I know that the 2023 NCAA Men's Championships are over. However, we have one more race to dissect, and it was the best race of the entire meet. Now, you might be saying to yourself, it was the best race. Leon Marchand went 3:28 in the 400 IM. And I will not deny that was the best swim of the NCAA championships. But if you go back and look at it, that was not a race. That was a one-man demolition derby. However, the last event of the entire meet, the 400 free relay, had it all. Intrigue, suspense, drama, team standings on the line, and it 100% delivered. It came down to a battle between Florida, Cal, and ASU, where Florida and Cal both ended up getting under that 2018 NCAA record set by NC State. They both go 2:44.0, with Florida's O being 07 and Cal's being 08. What's funny is that Cal and ASU, who got second and third, had already secured their team standings at first and second overall, while Texas, who didn't even swim in the final heat, notched a 2:47.1, which ended up getting fifth overall and secured their third place overall team finish. Indiana, NC State, and Florida were all fighting for that fourth place trophy. If you didn't know, top 4 teams at NCAA's get a big old trophy. And the way it shook out, Indiana actually had enough to where, even though they placed 6th overall in the relay, they ended up finishing 4th in the team standings and getting that coveted final trophy. To add to that, this meant that every single NCAA record in a relay was broken at this meet. So what a way to finish what was one of the most exciting NCAA meets ever. So before we get into splits and race analysis, if you could give this video a like, that helps us out a lot. If you want notifications every time we put out a new video, go ahead and click that subscribe button below and leave a comment telling us what you thought the best relay performance of this meet was. All of them were the fastest times ever. Let me know what your favorite was. Taking a look at these splits, you can see NC State's old record, as well as Florida and Cal's performances in that final heat. So NC State and Florida both had 3:41 swimmers and then a 40.6 swimmer. The funny thing to me is that Cal had 2 40-point swimmers and 2 41 swimmers, and they still just got beaten out by Florida. The outlier in NC State's relay, to me, is those first 2 legs. Leading off in a 41.0 is always going to put you in a great position, followed by Justin Ress's 40.6 second leg. Through the first 2 legs, Florida is nearly identical to that NC State record, with a 40.6 leadoff and then a 41.1 from Chaney. Bjorn Seeliger for Cal led off in 41.5, so they were a little bit behind from the get-go, which is funny to say because a 41.500 free is still really fast, especially for Bjorn's third 100 free of the day at the end of a 3.5-day meet. But the numbers don't lie. Alexy made up a little bit of ground with a monster 40.5 split. That's the splitting of the first 2 legs. We all know the results, so I'm going to go to the race video and throw in some numbers as we watch that. The crowd at NCAA's for the final relay gets so rowdy and so hype. I wanted to give you just a little taste of what that's like. So Florida's up there in lane 6, Cal is in lane 4, ASU's in lane 5. So when they do finally start, once again, Josh Liendo, coming off his 40.2, gets a hecka fast start. You can see him flip so much ahead of the pack. And so he's out 19.1, just the same as he was in that 40.2. He obviously comes home a little bit slower at 40.6. But in this field, you're going 40.6 in the third 100 free of the day. As you can see, you're flipping well ahead of the pack, and he's given his Gators a really great start to this relay. Alexy for Cal is going in at 40.5. Leon Marchand is in for ASU. He also split 40.5, and we kind of thought he was going to go 39, which I still maintain he would have if it was at the beginning of the meet. But it's his 10th swim of the meet, He didn't quite go 10 for 10 on fastest swims ever all time. However, he did go 40.5, gets ASU right back into the thick of things. Once again, Alexy with a field best, gets Cal a little bit closer to Florida. So then we have Julian Smith for Florida and Matthew Jensen for Cal. They both give 41 low splits. Jensen was 41.1, while Smith is 41.2. Grant House also throws in a 41.1 of his own for ASU. So this third leg really makes things exciting and gets all three of these teams within striking distance of an NCAA title. And then on the anchor lengths, you have Macguire McDuff, who has been exceedingly consistent for Florida all year, and specifically at this meet, having anchored 2 record-setting relays already. Destin Lasco, who we know is on fire for Cal and has a very strong back half to all his swims. Moving through the second 25, Macguire flips just a hair above Destin, Destin a hair above Jack. Again, you know Destin's going to have a strong back half, so it's all about how Macguire can manage this second 50 and if he can hold off the Destin charge. We see the charge coming on this last 25. I thought it was going to be Cal. Somehow Macguire gets his hand on the wall, and then you can see the Florida celebration. You can see the disappointment on Cal's face. There, the Gators going wild, just losing their minds after their team has gone 3 for 3 in the last 3 relays of the meet. But then you see Destin. He kind of had to keep it in for the tuner back because he knew he had this relay. He throws the cap, throws the goggles. He finally gets to let loose a little bit and say, you know what? We just went the second fastest time in history. I just went the third fastest time in the tuner back, and the Cal Bears just went back to back in the team title for the first time since 2011, 2012. I'm gonna have a little fun. And that was the best race of the 2023 NCAA championships. If you think there was a better race, let me know in the comments below. Tell me I'm wrong, I can handle it. And thank you so much for tuning in to all of our NCAA coverage. Don't go anywhere. We've got Canadian trials. We've got a pro swim in Chicago coming up all in the next couple weeks. Lucky for you swim fans, we've got plenty of swim coverage coming your way. I will see you then.